Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? It is the day before St. Patty's Day. It's like 75 degrees in Chicago. I'll take it. Let's do it. All right, back in the studio. Let's have some fun. Let's see here. Okay. So, uh, I kind of got a little something going here, a little something, something in the oven. I busted out the GX10 with my Kramer guitar here and put down some guitar lines. Um, those are all just kind of spec right now, but right now what I got going is basically this loop right here. And what I did was I did a little bit of some hand drumming with the Octopad and came up with a little loop in the looper, and then I put it into MIDI actually, and now we're running it off battery 4. So basically, using this to make loops and turning that into straight up MIDI, which is cool because now I've got a little more control. I can go back, I can change velocities of the hits, I can do all sorts of stuff. So I think going forward, that's kind of the way to go, right? Like, I don't know. It seems efficient, you know, but I also like recording audio, so we'll see what happens. But I'm trying to get out of clip mode here and kind of get back into session mode. And yeah, and so here's another clip I made, like that I was talking about earlier, that I made with the guitar. I'm actually just gonna paste it onto this track. So now I've got that. That's a guitar track right there. I'm gonna actually just make this track dedicated to recording guitar loops. So this will be guitar 1. Okay, cool. So we're renamed there, and so here's the looper. Okay. The other thing you got to remember about the looper here is that you have to have it on input mode to get whatever audio signal you have going on your audio tracks or tracks to the looper. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, so I'm going to actually mute this now. We're going to kind of just keep vibing with it. This track kind of gives me a little bit of a Nine Inch Nails kind of vibe. So we'll see where we go with that. And yeah, so here it goes. So first thoughts there. I think this should probably loop twice, and I feel like there should kind of be a little bit more of a breakdown right after this part. We've got, let's see here, how many bars is this? Let's see here. Okay. Okay, so that's 8 bars. Okay. I don't know. I could even double that, you know, and kind of create a little riser in there, give a little drama to the track. Um, yeah, maybe I'll do that. There's a new technique I've been liking to use with the sampler. It's super cool. You can use it as a playhead. You can make risers and downturns and everything, all sorts of sound effects and everything, just putting random stuff in there and using FM. So maybe we're going to use that at some point. You know, I could even use this guitar track for that. That could be super crazy. Let's do that. Another note here. So I have the guitar track split into two and actually have it kind of panned wide. So I've got this audio track getting fed the guitar 1 track. It's basically a duplicate, but it's going to be doubled and then it's going to spread wide, which is nice to have some nice, you know, kind of more interesting sounding, a little bigger sounding guitars. So anyway, let's get down to business. So I'm going to take this track right here, move it right there, and then I'm going to create a MIDI track here. Here's what we're going to do. And I'm going to relabel this. Let's see, I could say GTR1, and this will be left. And I'm going to rename this one. We're going to go back and do this again. Let me tell you, staying organized is invaluable. All right, right, perfect. Okay. And the left track it's literally just getting an exact copy after effects of whatever I have going through here. Okay, so anywho, what I was talking about earlier, we're going to get something interesting going here. So I'm going to do 16 bars of this. Okay, so that's a nice chunk. Let's loop that. We're going to go to the MIDI. I'm going to go to the stock plugin, the sampler. Check this out. How cool is that? Okay, then I'm going to drop this into sampler. Got to get back on the track here. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now if I use my keyboard, it's going to play this guitar track I just recorded at various pitches. Okay. Very interesting, very 80s sounding right now. I'm using kind of it's called fuzzy rock. It's basically the stock patch in the GX10 foot pedal here from Roland or from Boss. I think Roland might own Boss. I don't know, but yeah. So I recorded just a little track in there. Nothing super crazy yet. Here's my slide. Maybe we'll mess with that later too. Anyway, here we go. So, here's to 75 degrees in Chicago after a nice, cool winter out here. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna loop this. I'm gonna go back to this right here, and here's where it gets crazy. So you go to here, and then what you want to do is you want to hit the pitch envelope, and this doesn't time stretch, so it acts as a playhead. Super crazy. What I really like is to kind of just get like a some kind of riser or something going with this. And if I can't get something going with that, I'm going to use Massive, the synth, because that one's pretty cool too. But yeah, for now, let me just keep playing with this. Let's see what happens. Okay, initials at 100. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't have. Okay, so you kind of got it going down. Interesting. I'm going to actually turn the spread up here. This is just going to give it a little bit of stereo width to the sound effect. And it's coming in quite low too. Let's go back to this sample. Let's turn it up a little bit. Where is that volume? Okay, filter global. Ooh, and definitely going to add some drive here as well. Let's do this one. Cool. Okay. I kind of like that. It's kind of cool. It's kind of a little havoc-y there. I'm going to turn the octave down. There we go. There we go. Okay. So we're getting a little bit closer with that kind of thing. That's going to pop in right at the end of here. What I'm going to also do is I'm going to add more sounds to this looper here. So we're in this page, which will basically let us add sounds in here. So from there, let me go and see what I've got. I've got some interesting stuff. There's something in my library. What is it? Hang on. Okay, Somatics definitely has some cool stuff. We could do some some kind of impact kind of stuff. Look at that. There we go. That's right on the money. All right, so some of that's kind of getting in there. Let's do another one. And then you can also just kind of get on these and you can retune everything among a lot of other stuff. But now that we're starting to add more samples in here, this is going to get really cool. Okay, so that was cool. And I have something else in here. What is it called? Where is it? I added a lot more samples in here than I started with. Let's see here. I think it was called like Vimana or something, or had a really crazy name. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah, 3990 Vimana full. This thing's chock full, all kinds of really stuff that's already very weird. Biomech sounds. Look at that. Yeah, just really weird stuff. Just kind of almost like found sounds or something, you know, which is great to use in productions to kind of add texture, make everything really interesting. So here we go. Okay, let's see what we got now. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this, and I'm going to play with this and see how things start getting. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty crazy already. Just for the heck of it, we're going to record a little something in here. I have no idea like how this is going to end up working, but here we go. Here we go, halfway in, we're going to do this. Okay, that was kind of interesting. I think that's just going to come in right at the very end, you know? It's going to lead right up to the end. It's going to kind of be our little riser here. That's fun. All right, cool. So... okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's make this a little cleaner overall, okay? I'm going to actually just record this by itself. Okay, so it's just going to kind of be its own little piece of audio here. And I'm going to record that onto this audio track, which seemed to move up on its own. Here we go. So that's going to be, we're going to call this the resample track. Sample 1. Okay, cool. So the way I like to do it is you get the input going here. There's no EXT in. It's going to be coming from 6 Looper, which is this track. Which actually, I'm going to rename this one, let's see here, Sampler FX. Cool. So that changed it there, beautiful. I'm going to put that on record, and then I'm just going to go ahead and record this, resample this into this track. Here we go, check us out. Take a nice big look at the waveform here. Okay, here we go. Okay, interesting. To the very least. Okay, so I'm gonna actually just delete the MIDI. I don't care about that anymore. I'm gonna take this though, and I'm gonna actually, you know, just for fun, I want to reverse this and see kind of what it's sounding like, because then that could really be a legit riser. Might just be too crazy too. I don't know. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Let's stick it on and see what this sounds like. Boom. I'm going to give it just a little more of a nice little smooth fade in there. And I'm going to actually just do a little time stretching. Let's just time stretch that. Let's get it so it kind of starts right there. Perfect. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty weird in a, in the nicest possible way to myself. All right. I'm going to add an audio track here. And I'm just going to put this on here so I can actually process this. I'm going to call it SFX1. Okay, here we go. The only thing about this is I kind of wish that the pitch went the opposite way. I wish it went upwards, so it's more like... Boom. Okay, and then right after that, we're going to get hit. I kind of want it to drop. I want something heavier right at the end of that part. Kind of just load it in. Okay, let's let the computer take a breath here. We're hitting a lot of that high CPU for some reason. I don't know why. Might be some background processes. I could certainly get this a little more optimized. But anyway, this has been pretty cool so far. I'm going to go back to the sampler SFX. Whoa. Yeah. That's cool. I'm going to make, right now, just because this is kind of working, I'm going to make another one. And now that I know when I reverse it, I want the pitch to go the other way, I'm going to actually make this thing do what I want it to do. So here we go. Okay, interesting. Okay, and just like last time, let's re-record this. Let's resample it. Okay, so I actually did that to the wrong track. My bad. It's got to be on resample. I'm going to color code this so I can remember, okay, this is like not your typical track. This is a track for resampling. Let's see here. Okay, cool. So here we go. Let's do that again. Whoa! That's pretty cool. That's pretty wild. That's going to go onto the SFX track. Let me go ahead and... I won't get rid of this MIDI, but I'll just mute it for now. Okay, here we go. Cool. So this one's going to end like this. And then right after that, I think it's going to be, we're going to hit a line. Bam. Douche. Boom. Boom. Douche. So I'm not sure. I'm at 84.81 beats per minute. That's pretty slow. It's pretty ridiculously slow, which is fine. This is kind of a little more of a slow banger. I kind of want to pick up the pace a little bit, though, and I want to kind of jolt up the tempo. So what I'm going to end up doing probably is in the looper, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead. First, I'm going to take this audio off here. There's my original drum loop. Let's just play that just for the heck of it. Or hang on, let's see here. Okay, that's muted. As you can hear, like it's, it's kind of changed since then, but that's cool. I like it. I might use that for something later, so I'm going to save that. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to put it way at the end of the session, so it's out of the way of everything, but I've got like little extra bits of stuff to work with if I want to mess around. And just for the other heck of it, I'm going to go ahead and play this one. It's like a little too loud. I gotta mix it a little bit. Let me tell you, man, and women, A lot of the guitar parts, they're always a little bit too, they overtake the whole frequency spectrum. It's crazy. And so what I like to do is just start off a little auto filter. Just go ahead and high pass the top part. That way you get rid of some of the low end mud there. Kind of get, get it to fit in with the rest of the tracks a little better. Okay. All right, here we go. Really. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm actually even going to use that. I'm just going to pull that down there for now. It's the same thing. Get rid of that. And then these are just going to be some little, it's like construction paper. There's just stuff at the end that if I want to mess around or cut something up or do something weird, I've got a cool little drum beat that I made there, and I've got some of this other guitar that I made there as well. I'm just going to erase that. I don't need that. Okay, cool. Okay. So, yeah, we're having fun now because it's starting to get a little more interesting. Here we go. Very end of the road kind of stuff. Boom. And then maybe a sick riff right there. It's going to be some something, just something popping. So let's see here. This I'm going to just put over here for now. I don't know where I'm going to end up placing that. All right. All right, so okay, let's start with the beat. Because I kind of in my head already have an idea of the guitar that's going to come right after this part. It's going to be, it's kind of almost a little obvious to me, but we'll see. We'll see how it ends up panning out. I'll probably even put a new DX7 line in there too. That synth's been sounding super cool. To be even neater is if maybe resample the DX7, maybe now, maybe at the end, and use the Looperator plugin, which is a very interesting kind of sequential plugin where you can sort of really mangle what's going on. It's super, super cool. So let's see here. All right. And by the way, thanks so much for listening. If you're liking what you're seeing, hit a like, maybe subscribe as well. I'm going to be doing a lot of these studio casts. I like to, give out all the knowledge that I know and that I've learned over the years of messing with this stuff. It's all been just for fun. I don't make any money off any of this stuff, and I don't mind right now either, So if the future that changes, that'd be great. But, I've got a career and a job doing professional audio. So right now, this is kind of my extra fun time, just messing with this stuff and creating and using synths and resampling and all that good stuff. Okay, anywho, though, let's get back to this. So what I think I'm going to do, man, it's always an interesting thing whenever you're coming off one of these and you're going to use the looper to make your next loop. So I see that one's on here. Okay. How about this? Okay, no song control. It's going to have its own tempo on this one. Okay. And as we can see, you got to be careful not to, there we go, not to map something twice. Because I've got two loopers here, and inevitably, I'm going to be using the foot switch for one or the other. So you got to keep that organized. Anywho, here we go. So it's going to be, let's see how this sounds. First, arm the battery. Okay, it's a little hard to hear those drums. I'm going to go ahead and throw my headphones on here. All right, here we go. Check 2. Beautiful. And there goes my CPU again. I don't know why that's happening. Huh. Computers, man. honestly, I love using computers, but at the same time, I have endless problems with them, it seems like. So if I just had hardware, which I have a lot of hardware, I probably could definitely do a lot, but it's so easy to edit and resample and do all this stuff with the computer. But I need to definitely put a lot more of the workload onto the MPC here. But anywho, cool. I like that. Okay, just kind of rumbling. That's super cool. So I'm gonna take the looper off here, and then we're just gonna flow with it. It's gonna be crazy. Love it. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. And then it's gonna basically be the verse coming in, I think. And that was the perfect take, and it didn't work like at all. Oh no. Dang it. It's even mapped. Okay, that should have worked. Interesting. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna delete that mapping. Do it. Let's do it again. There we go. Edit the MIDI. Okay. So if that's playing, I'm gonna go right to the riser here. We'll start from here this time. Interesting. Okay. Oh, overload. Let it chill out for a second. Yeah. So far, though, this computer has been really, really stable. Up until this point. Okay, there it dropped again for some reason. Here we go. Oh, that was such a good take. Here we go. Let's try it again. Let's see if we can capture that magic again. Okay, interesting. So, okay. See, we're both learning together here. I'm thinking there's no song or tempo control. Maybe it was the quantization right there, but it should have just done a sort of separate loop, and not been tied to anything. I think it tied it to the tempo that I had before, interestingly enough. Okay. Anyway, let's try this one more time. Oh, Eureka. Oh, heck yes. I love it. Okay, that's pretty tight. Okay. Okay, and the funny thing is the BPM it's extremely close to where it was. It was at 84.81 and this one's at 84.68. But anywho, so here's what I'm going to do now. Check this out. So I'm going to drag this into the MIDI right here and make it into a drum clip. And let's see what it sounds like. Let's see how close it got to keeping the original audio. Because this is audio that's in the looper right here. This is now converted converted into a MIDI drum track. Okay, so, and there's another way you can get the clip view in here, which is so cool. Now, I'm really glad they made all these awesome improvements to Ableton 12. All right, anywho, okay, so I'm gonna actually just copy that, and I'm gonna paste it right here. Okay. Okay, another interesting thing, it didn't change the tempo from doing it off the... Huh. Very interesting. Okay. So it didn't change the tempo of the track with the MIDI track, which is really interesting. Okay. It kept it to the tempo it was at. So let's try this. There's another way to do this. Go back to this track. Okay, so this is just an audio track. And here's what I'm going to do. Okay. So we're going to add another audio track. It's going to be drums audio. Drum audio. Okay. And that's going to take this loop off here onto here. Okay, cool. Now, let's see, I'm going to double click that, and I want to set to... there's a way to set it so that... There we go. I might have done it there. There we go. Okay. Almost. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I actually got the correct tempo of the audio that I played into that looper. See? Oh, that's awesome. That's it right there. Let's loop it. So that's going to essentially be the drums for the verse right there. And look at that. We just whipped that up real quick. Cool. Okay. I'm cool with that. But I think we might need a new line for in here now. And we're in E Phrygian. Okay, what does that scale entail? Okay, so... Ooh, I kind of like that. That's got a little bit of a, sultry vibe to it. So let's check that out. Okay. Okay, this shouldn't have two here though, but I don't know. It's kind of, maybe if, okay, let's see here, stand by. Okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to actually change the octave. Coming in, yeah, these both need to just come in just a little earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and turn up the velocity on that one and turn this velocity down just a little bit. Let's match them up a little better. There we go. Okay, they're a little closer. Do one more edit here. This came in a little bit off. Yeah, this one's just a little off. Just move them back just a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's a little interesting. All right. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with that for right now. We kind of got a little verse going in. We got the intro built in a little more, and it's fun as heck. Like I said, the one other thing I can do is I'm gonna add another audio track, and I'm gonna have it being fed by the DX7. And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use this really really cool plugin. It's called a Looperator. Okay, I've got it in my favorites here. Let's find this. And this one is so cool. I love plugins where you can kind of sequentially change effects, you know, and make glitches and weird stuff in there that sounds interesting. There it is. Okay, my Looperator VST3. Okay, let's go ahead and just, for the heck of it, just throw something weird in and just hear how this sounds. So it's going to be doubled right now. Let's see here. Get that. I'm going to turn this down because it's going to probably sound pretty crazy. I'm not totally digging that preset. There we go. The phase sounds really neat. I like that. Okay, it's getting a little more interesting. I gotta also say that DX7, it's a little not siblinty, but the high end is a little too shiny on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust that as well. I don't want to get too far into the mixing. I want to mostly be making these tracks on these videos, but so I'm gonna work on a little bit of the sounds here for now. But oh, and hey, look at this. I can even add this riser. Yeah, I don't know about that actually. Not there. We're going to use that later. But for now, that's pretty much it. Oh, that was actually supposed to go... There we go. Okay, we'll keep that where that was. And then possibly doing the same thing with this. And check this out. We're going to go ahead and... Let's go ahead and reverse this. Sweet. Alright, it's getting interesting. And this is kind of just the beginning of this track. So let's reverse that. Great, now we got a actual riser. This one's actually going to go up in pitch. We go ahead and just make this a little louder. There we go. Use the clip volume there. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to put this, you know, this is probably going to go, this is what's the length here? 4 bars. Okay, so we got 8. Now we got 16. Here's another 16 bars. I'm just going to go ahead and throw this at the end of here right now, just because I kind of know this is going to be where this is going to want to be. Stand by. There we go. And I'm also going to take this view off, because I don't really need this view. It's the browser, the overview. Yeah, that's just taking up room for me. I don't really use that a lot. Okay, here we go. I'll put it right at the end there. Boom, precision. And I don't mind leaving just a touch of space, you know, a millisecond or so, just so, you know, when you're going between sections, it's going to go ahead and it's gonna just give it enough space to where the ear can kind of tell there's a little bit of a, you know, separation between the two parts. Because by the end of the verse, there's a good chance I'm either going to go into a breakdown or I'm going to go straight into the chorus on this track. So we'll find out on the next Studiocast. But thanks for checking it out. Tomorrow's St. Paddy's Day. Everybody be safe and have an absolute blast. And it's been a blast hanging out with you and doing stuff in the studio. So talk to you soon. Later.